Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday, October the 16th. You're listening to Mike Phillip and Mike in Ottawa, filling in once again for Dr. Peter Glidden. And here in Western Canada, looks like we got some beautiful weather. I don't know about Ottawa. How's it looking over there, Mike?
Yesterday it was thunderstorming. I haven't gone outside today, but the leaves are still green, so I guess that's a good sign.
Still green. Okay. Must be all that global warming going on, huh?
Oh, yeah, global warming. Such a sound science,
Sounds
we should talk about
science-y.
that one of these days. I know it's not really health related, but that would be a fun thing to touch on.
Yeah, well, who knows? It could possibly come up. We've already got loaded phone lines. Denisha, Leah, Pam, stick around. We want to talk to you, but we want to discuss a couple of things first here. This show, I've been listening to it for a long time. I'm very privileged to be here hosting in the place of the illustrious Dr. Peter Glidden on the Genesis Communications Network, which is incidentally the greatest talk radio network in possibly the universe. I haven't seen the numbers, but that's enough butt kissing. Let's go over to CBS News, who incidentally is absolutely terrible at their job, I've noticed the last little while. Dietary supplement use sends thousands to the ER each year. Now, let's get into this a little bit, and then we're going to talk about a few things here. Bad reactions to dietary supplements are sending tens of thousands of Americans to the ER every year, a new study shows. More than 23,000 visits to emergency rooms occur annually due to complications from taking dietary supplements such as herbal or complementary nutritional products, vitamins, and minerals, according to scientists from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the FDA, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, who co-authored the study. About 2,154 of the visits resulted in hospitalizations, the scientists reported. People may not realize dietary supplements can cause adverse effects, but each year thousands of people are treated in emergency departments because of adverse events related to those supplements. Dr. Andrew Geller, lead author of the study and medical officer in CDC's Division of Healthcare Quality Promotion, told CBS News. So, 23,000 ER visits, not all of which resulted in a hospitalization, and they're blaming it on herbs, vitamins, and minerals. No mention of the fact that people, to the tune of about 1 million a year, and that's probably only what's reported, and that's probably a conservative estimate, are killed directly because of medical procedures or resulting infections from them. Now, the research published in the New England Journal of Medicine, which, might I add, their ex-editor came out recently and said, everything we've said for the last 10 years, 50% of it at least was crap, total BS. But I digress. Used surveillance data collected from 63 emergency departments across the country between 2004 and 2013. The ER visits commonly involved young adults between the ages of 20 and 34 who'd taken weight loss or energy products. The most common symptoms were chest pain, palpitations, and elevated heart rate. And in many other cases, unsupervised children ingested supplements. Now, how many kids were admitted to the ER because they got into a bottle of bleach or Drano? Or how many kids were hospitalized because they got into the medicine cabinet and took something that their doctor had prescribed to their parents? That's not a problem. According to these guys, it's all about supplementation. So they're warning you about the dangers of doing something that could possibly improve your quality of life, strengthen your body against disease in the future. And that's where the hypocrisy comes into play. More than 20% of the emergency room visits were children getting into the supplements. They said it twice. It's so important for you to understand. Mike, what are your thoughts on this anyways?
Well, when it comes to hospital admissions and things like that, so what they do when you're admitted to the hospital, they don't See, they don't actually have any proof that it was any kind of a supplement or an herbal product or anything like that, first of all. They don't have any proof whatsoever. What they do is basically they'll ask you, have you done anything different? What did you do recently? And the first thing that people will say is, oh, well, especially when it comes to these teens, that are quote-unquote weight loss products, most of them are on energy drinks. But on top of that, they also are taking things like Ritalin. Ritalin is a methamphetamine, right? And the psychiatric industry has got their hands up every little children's butt trying to give them pharmaceuticals, and most of them are on things like Ritalin, which is speed. It's a form of speed.
Right.
You even have it in your cough medication, pseudoephedrine hydrochloride. I mean, that's the main ingredient of speed. So these kids are probably having reactions to other things. Maybe they drank an energy drink or they took some kind of a green tea extract, and then they're like, oh, well, the hospital is never going to blame it on the pharmaceuticals. They won't.
No.
They'll say it's that supplement. It's that green tea extract.
That's it, yeah.
And you know what? If there was any direct relation to any supplement, it would be taken off the shelf, at least in Canada. Okay, if in Canada, if you have a side effect to any supplement and it's reported, they take it off the shelf. It's a prime opportunity to, basically keep people out of being healthy and keep them on the pharmaceuticals. So, yeah, it's all it is a smear campaign, right? That's all it is. It's totally a smear campaign.
Well, that's just it. And here's the other thing. They can't have you supplementing properly and being healthy because that would take away repeat business. The only way that they make money is if you stay sick and keep coming to them. This reminds me of something that happened to just locally here a couple of years ago. We had Dr. Glidden come and speak in my hometown. And there was a lady that showed up, and she had high blood pressure. She had diabetes. She was a wreck, okay? And so, she was very impressed with everything that Dr. Glidden said, and specifically, she wanted to get rid of her type 2 diabetes. She wanted to overcome that. So we ordered her a healthy blood sugar pack, which is basically a healthy start pack, with extra chromium and vanadium added, packed in cinnamon, product known as Sweeties. Well, when she got her pack, she came over to my place and she said, I am not taking this. And I said, why not? And she said, because there's ginkgo biloba in these Sweeties. And I took ginkgo biloba a year ago and I got heart palpitations and I ended up in the hospital. And she blamed all of her health problems on one time that she took ginkgo biloba. And in fact, her health was an absolute wreck to begin with, but nope, it was the ginkgo biloba. And if there's even a trace, I'm talking micro amount of ginkgo biloba in with the very thing that could possibly stabilize her blood sugar problems, there's no way I'm taking it. And so, she shot herself in the foot basically out of ignorance. Have you seen that?
Well, right now I'm kind of panicking, and I feel like I'm going to pee myself because I've been taking ginkgo biloba 4 times a day for the past 8 years, and I don't know what's going to happen to me now. Do you think I'm going to start getting those weird reactions that she got? I mean,
I think it's your bedwetting drugs.
I mean, I might get such a bad reaction. I might pee my bed from across the room now. I'm terrified. Now, being serious, ginkgo biloba has been known for generations of people that have been taking it, that it helps neurological functions, it helps your memory, it helps, even some vision problems and things like that. It helps with mental acuity. So I've heard of people try to tell me that they've had reactions to supplements and reactions to certain things, and then I look at them and I say, look, if you're having a reaction to vitamin C, then I want you to cut out all foods containing vitamin C. And then they look at me. I say, yeah, I want you to cut out your oranges, I want you to cut out all your vegetables, I want you to cut out all meats that might contain vitamin C, I want you to cut out any kind of vegetables and fruits and foods that have vitamin C. And then they're like, but isn't that everything? It's like, yeah, that is everything.
Yeah.
So, starve. People
or get scurvy.
Oh yeah, it gets exactly. Limey, like everybody used to call those sailors the limeys, right? Because
because they took over the world because they figured out if they put lime in their food. By the time a British naval vessel met up with a French naval vessel on the high sea, the French sailors were falling apart. Their teeth were falling out. They had skin lesions. They couldn't think straight, and it was all due to a vitamin C deficiency. So vitamin C actually helped the British Empire take over the known world at the time.
It cured the zombie apocalypse.
I don't know if we're allowed to say we can cure or treat the zombie apocalypse, but we can
prevent it.
We can. Well, I think you're a little behind on that one, man, because we're in the midst of it. From what I see, looking around, anyways. I don't know about your neighborhood.
Mark Dice, his video.
Yeah. Go watch a Mark Dice video and tell me we're not in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I would just like to mention to people listening to the show right now, whether you're listening live or over the weekend on the rebroadcast, you can get a podcast of this show if you go to glidden.healthcare. That's glidden.healthcare. And if at any time you want to get involved with longevity, get back your health, there's a financial aspect. Longevity will pay you very well to help your friends, family, and neighbors. You can dial 888-618-1796. Once again, 888-618-1796. And a Dr. Glidden trained health advocate at eiffelhealth.com will be on the line to get in touch with you. Also, if you go to that website, you can click on advocate. And for the low price of $20 a month, you can have greater knowledge on how to reverse high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis than somebody who's got 6 years of university. Think about it, $20 a month. Stick around, 844-374-5433. We'll be back with Pam and the Thumb right after this.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We're back live here on the Dr. Glidden Show. Mike and Mike filling in once again. Thank God it's Friday, October 16th. We're going to go over to Pam in Michigan. Pam, how you doing today? Hello, Pam.
Hi, how are you?
Ah, there you are. I'm doing Are you kidding? You're talking to Mike Phillip here, Pam. I'm doing great.
Awesome. I know. Thank you so much for doing this show. We really appreciate it. And Dr. Glidden, man, he's the bomb. If it wasn't for him and helping us out, and I mean, we'd just not be where we are today. So thank you so much. And thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm calling today about my mom. She's 92 years old. Next month she'll be 93. And little background on her. Have you ever heard of Rosie the Riveter?
Yeah, the posters from World War II to get women out building shells for the war effort, right?
Exactly. Right. Well, she was on the inside of the plane opposite of Rosie. She was a bucker, okay? So she was in there surrounded by all that pounding, right?
Wow.
So that she was toll on her hearing, but she's always been very active, and she's a bowler. She still bowls. She plays horseshoes. She rakes her leaves and, shovels the snow and stuff. So anyways, about, I'd say 10 years ago, she's been living on her own, okay? And 6 years ago, she had a little twisted bowel, a hernia operation, and they even threw in a little appendix removal at the time since they were in there. But,
yeah, why not? Since we're there, we'll remove something else too, right?
So they did that, and we were all so happy. Thank you so much. And so we didn't know what we didn't know. But so then she is on some medication. She does take stuff for thyroid, blood pressure, leg cramps, and rosacea. And she did have some pill for sugar for a while, but she no longer takes that. So in May, she kind of slipped a little bit on the uneven pavement and grass. And so she had like a little crack on the 4th toe on her foot. And so at that time, the doctor said, that it looked like it had been healing. 2 weeks later, she went back and had an x-ray again. They said, it healed so fast, this must have been an old break. Well, my mom's been on the products for 3 years now because she wanted to quit bowling. Back 3 years ago, she was only bowling in her 30s to 40s, and so she was kind of depressed about that. And I said, Mom, let's start taking these products, and I'm just going to leave them here, and you take them. I make up a couple drinks for her, and she sure drinks them. And so then we had a little coach came and coached her and showed her how to follow through with her hand. So she continued bowling, and that was 3 years ago. She's been on products for 3 years, and this last year in April when they quit the bowling, she was bowling in her 120s to 140s. So a little recovery there. And so what I'm calling about today is they started her on a water pill because she had some swelling in her feet. Okay? And so what happened now after 3 weeks, she's fallen 3 times, and she says the tingling and numbness in her feet has increased. And she went to ER on Wednesday. They did a CAT scan of her head, and now today they're going to do an X-ray of her back and her hip. So they want to send her home, and they don't really see anything wrong with her. So what can you suggest to help her to get better?
Well, just off the top of my head, I would, if it was me and it was my 93-year-old mother this was happening to, I would increase her protein, for one thing. I mean, swelling in the feet, that can be a drop-dead sign of a protein deficiency. Mike, have you got any thoughts on this? I'd like to hear what you have to say as well.
Well, in most cases, especially when it comes to the younger crowd of it seems to be mostly in women, when they get swelling and water buildup at their ankles, usually it is a protein deficiency, but sometimes it also could be urine salts. Okay, so urine salts
uric acid,
yeah. So urea or uric acid would form into almost like a salt, and that could sometimes get into the bloodstream and end up settling in the ankles as well and cause some water and fluid buildups. So she might want to get that checked out, but you know, instead of her taking a what's it called, the water pill. God, I can't remember the name of it.
That's okay. Go on.
Instead of taking a water pill, what you could take is you could take parsley extract, or she could drink dandelion tea. A bunch of those work in order to remove excess water, and I can't remember the term.
Mike, but, I hear the music. You think about remembering that term, and we're going to come back to Pam after this hard break. Mike and Mike filling in for Dr. Glidden. We'll be back. So before the break, Pam was talking about her about-to-turn 93-year-old mother who actually worked with Rosie the Riveter. That's amazing. She's a living piece of history, and we've got to take care of that. So you were saying before the break, parsley extract and dandelion seed extract to aid in the prevention of uric acid buildup in the feet. If you could expand on that just a little bit, Mike, that'd be great.
Well, mostly actually. So instead of a diuretic, I would recommend the parsley and the dandelion. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do for swelling in the feet as well. You know tonic water?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could soak your feet in tonic water. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that. There's something called quinine, and there's also, you know, the I guess you can call it the bubbles. The carbonation will actually help to reduce the inflammation, and, you know, usually it feels good for your feet. There's, you know, you could take extra magnesium. So, you know, whether it's through supplements or Epsom salts or however you want to do it, you could take extra magnesium, and that'll help relieve a bunch of the swelling in the feet and stuff like that. What else? You could take an Epsom salt bath, you know, and osmosis or reverse osmosis, like when, you know, water passes through a barrier and stuff like that. The magnesium from the Epsom salts will actually help to suck out a lot of excess water from your body as well. There's all kinds of things like that. With regards to the urine salts or urea salts and things like that, there are quite a few ways to help break those down. Some people like to do warm water baths or hot water baths. Usually that's indicative of kidney problems as opposed to just a protein deficiency. Do you know if your mom has any kidney problems?
She does not. You know, since she started that water pill, they did say that she went into ER with low sodium levels, dehydration, and then my sister said she had some confusion.
And that would be due to dehydration. So what happens is those diuretics. I was trying to remember the word diuretic. I don't know why my brain kind of melted before the break, but yeah. So what they're doing is they're removing all forms of excess water from her body, and it forcibly removes them. So your cells start to become dehydrated all over, and that's one of the major problems. So she might want to look into getting electrolyte supplements.
Rebound.
You know, sodium rebound, sure. You know, sodium, potassium, chloride, things like that. Or just adding, if she can find a potassium supplement, you could go to the grocery store and you could buy some salts that are mixed, like, you know, table salt that you mix with your food. There's some called half salt. It's got potassium and sodium. until she gets her shipment of Rebound or whatever. Actually, Rebound tastes not bad. I actually got a shipment in the other day.
Rebound's great.
Yeah, it's a little bit fizzy. It's not like it's not overly carbonated. It's nice. It's mellow.
It tastes like pineapple lifesavers.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to suggest?
Sorry, no, go for it.
With no appendix, anything else that you could suggest, or any packs that would help with her bone and joint issue? They're saying she may have vertigo.
She may have vertigo.
Yeah.
So how long has that been going on? Because you said she has hearing problems as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that's what they said, because of the confusion and maybe a little off balance. She's fallen 3 times since she started some of this water pill stuff, and that's what I'm wondering.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I mean, I can't legally tell you to tell her to stop the diuretic pills, but right. I would definitely look for alternatives like ginger and parsley and dandelion and things like that. Go to your local health food store and just buy some dandelion tea. It tastes like crap, but you can mix it with peppermint tea if you want. And that'll work its way as a diuretic. Now, if vertigo could be from multiple sources, she could be having constricted nerves in her skull, okay, like skull osteoporosis, or she could be having a fluid imbalance in her ears.
She does have hearing aid problems with the hearing aids. A lot of wax buildup.
A lot of wax.
That's a drop-dead sign of dehydration right there.
Yep. Is it oily or is it chunky? Do you know? Do you know the texture?
It fills up her hearing aid little tubes. It's more chunky.
So what she can do with that, look into it. There's plenty of ways to learn it online, but what I would recommend is a hydrogen peroxide cleanse in the ears. Has she ever tried that? Do you know?
They've done that at the doctor. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, she could do it at home, too. She could just use the regular 3% hydrogen peroxide. She just has to lie on her side. Actually, I did a peroxide cleanse yesterday. So you lie on your side. Now, depending on how you want to go at it, you could use a drop or two of, olive oil. You put that in first in your ear, and then you take a ear dropper or eye dropper, anything that you could, drop liquid in, and you just fill up the ear with hydrogen peroxide. And now what the oil will do is it'll heat up inside the ear canal. It'll warm up with your body temperature, and that'll help to bind to some of the wax. And the hydrogen peroxide will start to bubble around and stuff, and it'll break down the earwax and make it easier to come out. And on top of that, hydrogen peroxide in the ears, just as a little, home remedy for some people. Hydrogen peroxide, when you put it in your ears, it can also help to kill off throat infections. A lot of people don't know that.
Awesome.
Okay, so if you weren't writing all that down, Pam, just go and get the podcast from Glidden.healthcare, and then you can piece your way through it, and you've got lots of things to try. And I'm surprised, actually, that you have time to phone into a radio show aside from chasing around Dave.
Well, I run 4 businesses, work full-time, grandson, mother. It's a lot, but you know what? You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You've really, really helped me.
You have a great day, Pam, and say hi to Dave for me.
Thank you. I will.
All right. We will talk to you later. We've got loaded phone lines here. There's a lot of people wanting to get on the show here. Let's go over to Denisha in Indianapolis. How you doing today, Denisha?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. So you have a question about lesions. Could you go into that a little bit, please?
Yes. My first sign of pregnancy, I got a pea-sized to quarter-sized knots, and sometimes they can appear under my underarm or around the groin area. So last night I had researched it to see what it is, and the names that popped up was hidradenitis suppurativa or acne inversa. Lately I have been getting them more frequently. They cause discoloration sometimes, and they can be very painful. I've also heard it could be from a gluten intolerance, and it says something about it being autoimmune.
Yeah, autoimmune is just a blanket name that they give for probably a few hundred conditions that they don't really understand. And what they'll tell you is that your immune system is attacking your body. And so, what they'll do is they'll give you drugs to turn off your immune system, which to me sounds like insanity. But here's the good thing. Are you using any kind of nutritional supplements or longevity products at this moment, Denisha? Hello, Denisha? I think we've got a bad phone connection, Denisha. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what you can do for skin problems and lesions here. Yeah, we've lost Denisha. Okay, so if you're listening off the phone, Denisha, selenium and amino and fatty acids are absolutely essential to your health. And if you're having problems with skin conditions, that can help a lot. So based on your body weight, what you could do is you could get one Healthy Start Pack, Liquid 2.0, very important, Healthy Start Pack, Liquid 2.0, and add 1 bottle of selenium per 100 pounds body weight. And you were absolutely right when you said gluten intolerance. You've got to drop all barley, wheat, rye, and oats. And if you would like to order the correct supplements, I'm going to give out the phone number again. It's 888-618-1796. And you can go a little bit further with that. It's too bad that we didn't have more time to talk a little bit more about it. We're going to go over to Leah in Oklahoma. What she wants to talk about rheumatoid arthritis. Leah, how are you this morning despite the rheumatoid arthritis?
Well, I've got a lot of hope with longevity, so that's how I'm doing.
That's where it starts.
Yes, absolutely. I had actually started about a month and a half ago just on a health journey, and sometime in August, I started getting some symptoms in my hands, rheumatoid type, but I didn't know, the doctor didn't know, was it rheumatoid arthritis, so they set you up to go see a rheumatologist, and it takes a while. And by that time in September, it had gone through my body, and so now I'm at a place, and working with a longevity associate, Don. He has helped me, and I saw Dr. Glidden's posts about the healthy body. There's like a formula for optimizing joint function.
Yeah, the Glucogel Plus.
Yes. So I am taking literally, it seems like a boatload of items, but I know that it's working. The only thing I have to ask is, how do you, while a person is taking this, knowing that it's fixing my body and, taking the Fucoid Z, I could tell you all the things I'm taking, but I know time is precious.
I've got the idea.
Yes. Okay. I'm in this point of pain management while I'm doing this. I became so, I just recently, 2 days ago, had to start it's called a Medrol dose pack, which is steroid, the prednisone, and I know that's not the answer, but it has allowed me to move. The rheumatologist, I have a list here of the things he wants to try me on this trial, and it's a tri-pack, and it's on a low dose because he knows that I don't really want to go that route, but I'm just wanting to know, while I'm doing longevity, how does one manage the pain of being able to get up? I teach pre-kindergarten, and in itself, I love that. It's a lot of stress. And I hear the music.
Yeah, you hear the music. That means we got a short break on the other side.
Sure.
Short break, but we'll get back to the other side. And I've already got a couple of suggestions that I can think of. I'm sure Mike does too. Mike and Mike filling in for Dr. Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're live. Every time I hear that song, I want to go in the next room and sit down behind my drum sets and give her hell. I love playing my drums. Leah, okay, so Leah, just based on everything that you've said, we have a really short segment, and I'm going to give you a few suggestions, and I'm going to turn it over to Mike before the show ends. Now, Dr. Glidden talks about the 10 bad food list. Well, you, my friend, have an 11 bad food list. Sugar. No more sugar.
Yes, sir. Now, I have actually altered my diet while trying to lose weight before I found out about longevity. So I am 100% off all sugars, pastas, any kind of carbs. I have protein, vegetables. If I have any yogurt or something, it's whole, all natural, not with the things.
Yeah, okay,
so
that's
I have
good.
Modified that and lost quite a bit of weight just as a side thing.
Bonus.
Great.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Now you got to go buy new clothes. So
Good.
Longevity also has a product called CM Cream, and you can apply that to the afflicted area, and that can reduce pain. Also, I'm going to go outside of Longevity on this because there's a product out there, and I've seen it work almost like miracles for people that have bone and joint pain, just to be able to help them get around better. It's called Osmo Patch. Okay, it's Osmo, O-S-M-O, patch.com, and they've got distributors in the United States. They are an Australian company, but it's just a little patch that you put on the joint, and what it does is it sucks out the microplasms that are causing the inflammation and pain. You still need your longevity, but just as a quick fix to get on the other side of pain issues, Osmo Patch works really well. And I'm going to be calling them after the show because they need to be paying me for saying this. Mike, have you got any other suggestions for Leah here just on how to reduce pain and inflammation with something she can add to her longevity?
Yeah, well, I mean, she can do extra omega-3s, omega-3 specifically, okay? Six is a little bit more inflammatory, but number 3 is anti-inflammatory. And you could also get a product, Mike might want to check if you guys have it. It's called MSM, methylsulfonylmethane.
That's actually in a bunch of our products, yeah.
Yeah, so she can get a high amount, like 500 milligrams 3 times a day minimum, or 5 times a day. The more the merrier. That would be great. Also, I don't know if I mentioned Epsom salts baths. Those will help reduce pain.
Yeah, I've seen that help too.
And with regards to, sorry, go ahead.
I cannot. When I was in great pain, I could not. I had to stand shower. I could not get into a bathtub, and I'm not that old. So
foot bath.
Thank you.
A foot bath containing Epsom salts, and if you're near a bathroom, you can take 2 teaspoons of Epsom salts, mix them in warm water, and chug it. Okay, as long as it's listed as magnesium sulfate and it says USP, United States Pharmacopoeia. Now, with regards to the question that you asked, Mike, you said, what should you do for pain relief in terms of when the doctor wants to put you on these basically steroid meds, right?
Some kind of Plaquenil, Rheumatrex, and Azulfidine.
Okay, your best bet. Have you tried basic over-the-counter pharmaceuticals like Advil?
Yes, I take Aleve, or I was taking Aleve, and now it's not working.
Yeah, those only work so long.
Yeah.
Right.
Aleve is naproxen. I would switch to ibuprofen. I would switch to Advil. I personally am not a fan of Aleve. Naproxen is not they're all toxic, but I would not go the naproxen route. I would go the ibuprofen route. And you can also get something called methocarbamol. Okay, methocarbamol is a muscle and joint relaxant. It'll make you a little bit high, but it's marketed as Robaxacet.
All right, so I hear the music. That means the show is over. Leah, go get the podcast at glidden.healthcare. Everybody, thanks. And the other callers, try back on Monday or call 888-618-1796. Everybody have a great weekend. Me and Mike will be back next Friday.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's alkavision.com.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Dr. Joe Wallach is not your typical doctor. Both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician, Dr. Wallach asks, why does America spend more money on health care by far and yet ranks 50th in health and longevity worldwide? The doctor believes that people should be empowered with a basic understanding of nutrition, then take charge of their life to attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects, requiring more toxic prescription drugs. Talk about being dependent on drug companies, to our own destruction no less. This is clearly a deadly recipe. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the government and big pharma manipulation of our healthcare system. I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people and have joined forces to help this tireless crusader spread his message. Visit gcnminerals.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I invite you to join the GCN Minerals team. Go to gcnminerals.com. That's gcnminerals.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. goberkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's alkavision.com.
You pick up the receiver. With your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead, you finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason!
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
You wouldn't go camping in the Everglades without bug spray, would you? It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with scanners and steal the information on the RFID chips in your credit and debit cards. IDStronghold.com is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, opened or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and do not shield properly, if at all. When you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to idstronghold.com. Because getting anything else is like using latex gloves as oven mitts. Ouch.
My name's Clyde, age 59, and I reside in Florence, South Carolina. The doctors diagnosed me as having clogged arteries. It felt like I was carrying heavy concrete blocks around my feet and legs. I started taking Heart and Body Extract as directed. It is less than 3 weeks, and I'm like a young man again. It's unbelievable that an herbal formula can work so fast and so powerfully.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.